Okay, yes. It is always a great honor, to have an audience with His Excellency, Mr. President. And I thank him for the privilege. I saw His Excellency, and His Excellency wanted to know what BUA Foods is doing to help support the efforts of the government in reducing the cost of food in Nigeria. Of course, BUA Foods being one of the biggest companies in Nigeria that is active in food production and food processing. And I explained to His Excellency that indeed, food prices are coming down in Nigeria, and we are doing quite a lot, to support that effort. And you will recall that His Excellency granted duty or tariff, waivers last year for certain food items, to be imported into the country. And like rice, for example, brown rice, maize, wheat, sorghum. And at the time, food prices were really very high, as you mentioned, last year. For example, the price of rice was about 100,000 naira or thereabout, per 50 kilo bag. The wheat price was, or rather flour was about 80,000 naira per bag. And maize was about 60,000 naira per 50 kilo bag, and pasta about 20,000 naira per carton. So what we did was we keyed into that policy, and BUA was able to import, quite a lot of wheat, maize, and rice. And the moment the shipment started coming, we started processing. We crushed, the prices of some of these commodities. And today I'm happy, to inform that the price of rice is about 60,000 naira from what it was last year of 110,000 naira. Flour is today 55,000 naira per 50 kilo bag. Maize about 30,000 naira. And this happened because of Mr. President's, foresight and vision, by introducing that one-off, duty waiver for a period of 6 months. And with that, we've been able to bring down the prices of these commodities. So what has been happening, and a lot of people probably don't know this, is that Nigerians, a lot of companies in Nigeria usually buy a lot of paddy. That is rice paddy. Rice paddy is what you use to process rice. So the moment the harvest, season starts, a lot of people will now buy a lot of, this paddy and hoard it for a period of 3 to 4 months. The moment the season finishes, then the price will double. So a lot of people don't know that, but that has always been the problem. And that, does not really, in any way affect the farmer, because the farmer is getting his 400,000 to 500,000 naira per ton of paddy. But the people that are buying and hoarding for 3 to 4 months, once the season finishes, it goes back up to, 800,000 naira. Hence why we are getting the 110,000 naira per bag. So what that intervention did at the time when we brought in was to, create an issue for those hoarders. Because the moment we imported, we were selling, and those hoarders had a lot of paddy, they could not sell. And the price now came down, and it is still down. So a lot of those hoarders are actually crying now and losing money. But for me, I think it is important, because at the end of the day, I do appreciate that, yes, we need to protect our farmers, but at the same time, we also have 250 million Nigerians that are paying a lot more than what they should be paying because of what few companies or individuals are doing. So we have actually, as members of the Rice Millers Association, come together to address that issue, so that going forward, we will not allow anybody to hoard rice within the Rice Millers Association.
What specifically are you doing as the Rice Millers Association?
Yeah, what we are doing as Rice Millers is that we want to ensure that, rice millers are not buying and hoarding paddy. Although, at the end of the day, it's quite difficult, to stop that. But what is happening is that once they know that there is rice availability, imported, that, because like BUA has imported enough rice to last us until the end of the year, for example. So they know that if they try to hoard rice and try to take it up, BUA is there and will crash the price. So I am hopeful that at the end of the day, the price of rice, going forward is not going to go any higher than what it is today. And I'm sure as soon as the season starts, the farmer will get the price they've always gotten, and the price of rice is going to stay the same because people will be wary of hoarding, because if they hoard, it is going to be a problem for them because they might lose money. So that is all right. And again, let me use this opportunity to thank His Excellency for his foresight, for his vision, because I actually didn't see that. I didn't know that was going to work. But we keyed in, we imported, and we have supported, and now prices are down. So that is what we did and will continue to do to support the efforts of the government to ensure that food prices continue to come down. And I'm sure, prices will come. It is quite interesting that when prices were quite high, 100,000, everybody was shouting. Now that prices are down or are coming down, it's like nobody is coming out to say, look, food prices are coming down. But I'm happy to say that food prices are coming down and they will continue to come down. That is what BUA Foods is doing to support the efforts of the government in ensuring that food prices are down.
It's good to hear that. Another area where you have your interest is the cement industry.
Yes.
And at the time you promised that the price was coming down. And now what we see is that cement, rather than coming down, is going up more. So what is happening in that sector?
Cement prices not really going much higher than what you should. Look at it this way. Dollar is 1,600 naira. $1 is 1,600 naira, for example. Cement price today, even if you take it at 9,000 naira per bag, 20 bags, which is 1 ton, we are looking at 180,000 naira per ton. 180,000 naira is 110, maybe $120 per ton. There is nowhere in Africa or anywhere that you can see price of cement, CIF to any country at much lower than $120. So the issue is the devaluation. The devaluation happened, 2 years ago, and it was necessary. We needed to do that. And the price of cement at 9,000 naira is not high because it's about $110, $120. Everything where
10,000 naira.
Well, 10,000 naira may be retail. I'm talking about even at 10,000 naira, it's 200,000 naira per bag. I don't think it's 10,000 naira, but even at 10,000 naira, it's 200,000. It's still $120 per ton. Okay, but remember that all our inputs, our energy cost, is paid in dollars. Okay, we are paying one of my factories, the Obu plant. I'm paying 15 billion naira every month just for for the gas that we consume on a monthly basis to NGML. 3 years ago, we were paying 5 billion naira. So it's like 3 times. Our spares, our experts that we pay, mining and all of that, everything is in dollars. But we've still managed to keep, the price up at about $110, $120. But what we have done, though, and which I should maybe mention because I raised that with His Excellency Mr. President and I briefed him on all these issues, is that we have decided, Alhaji Aliko Dangote of Dangote Cement approached me and I concurred with him that we should do everything to support, Mr. President's renewed hope agenda. And we have decided that we are going to freeze the price of cement to anybody that is involved or for any contractor that is involved with the renewed hope project or projects. So what it means is that any company or anybody that is involved or that is doing a project that is under the renewed hope, the price of cement will be frozen. There will be no increase for the foreseeable future. We are doing that to support Mr. President's renewed hope initiative. And that is something that Alhaji Aliko Dangote actually proposed. I must say, I must give him credit. And I concurred with him. So we've agreed. We are going to do that. We are going to send out the letter sometime next week to the ministry. And I also want to commend the Honorable Minister, Engineer Umahi, for the initiative we took to ensure that all the roads are concrete roads, because concrete roads are more durable. They take much longer, in terms of durability. And the cost is going to be cheaper than even bitumen. So that is what we are doing, and we are going to continue to support His Excellency. Alhaji Aliko, as I said, came up with this idea, and we keyed into the idea, and we are going to do that. And what we have done, is also to reconstitute, the board of CMAN, which is Cement Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, so that we can also drive this resolve. Engineer Yusuf Binji of BUA Cement has been appointed as the new chairman of Cement Manufacturers Association, so that we ensure that this, project that we're doing with the ministry is done, quite well. So Engineer Benji is going to head, is now the chairman of Seaman, and he's going to push, he's going to drive that agenda to ensure that all the companies that need cement under the Renewed Hope initiative will get their cement at a price that will not be increased for quite some time. And this is what we're doing to support His Excellency and to support the initiative of the government. We are also reorganizing, the Cement Technology Institute, and this is an institute that was established many, many years ago when Nigeria was importing cement. And Nigeria, the companies that were importing were paying, cement levy. So that money was meant to be used to help, address the issue of training of, artisans and all of that. So now we are not importing cement, so there is no money coming in as levy, as cement levy. So what we have decided again with Alhaji Aliko Dangote is that we are going to be setting aside between 20 and 30 naira per bag every year, and that should bring in about 15 to 20 billion naira a year. And this money is going to be channeled, towards, addressing or supporting, the training of artisans within the construction industry. I must give, kudos to Alhaji Aliko for coming up with these ideas. He has been the chairman of, Cement Technology Institute of Nigeria for, from inception, and we support that he continues to be the chairman. We are going to get competent people so that they can come and work with him. We are members of, CTIN as members of Seaman, so we'll continue also to support him. And let me also add that we have admitted Alhaji Dahiru Mangal, or Mangal Cement rather, as one of the members of Seaman, so he's also going to be a member of CTIN. So Alhaji Dangote is going to continue to be the chairman. He's been very, active in ensuring that we get, this, put together. And as I said, it's going to be between 15 to 20 billion naira every year will be setting aside, and this is going to support, the training of artisans in the construction industry. So a lot of things are happening, and so I explained all of that to His Excellency Mr. President, and Mr. President was, quite satisfied. He was happy, and he commended what we are doing, and he urged us to actually go and do more to support the economy and to support our country.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.